University, the beginning of your pursuit towards a career that will help you contribute to society and push humanity forward. Maybe you could be a doctor or an engineer, or maybe you're a nerd who likes to draw and you go to art school. That was me. So, Erold, you're finally about to graduate high school. Do you have a plan? Well, it looks like you've made it onto the honor roll, you landed a scholarship, and you've been pre-accepted into the nursing program in one of the top universities in this province. So, I would guess you'll be heading out to nursing school this fall then, hey? I kind of want to go to art school. Wait, what? So, that's exactly what I did. I moved cities and pursued my bachelor's degree of design in illustration and graphics. Well, that sounds complicated. Really, it should say nerd who likes to draw. Or wait, no, maybe professional nerd who can draw kinda really sorta good. Please hire me. But moving on. Art school. Art college? Art university. I don't know. Maybe the first one. Art school. People in art and design majors can be some of the most welcoming and open-minded people you'll ever meet. And in turn will be pretty excited to hear about whatever hobby or interest that you also have. Friendship is lame! This video isn't about the normal people that I met, so let's talk about the things that made me go, wait, what? The very first thing that I noticed at art school. Colors everywhere. The first day of school was the student tour, and on that day, almost half of the crowd had bright neon colored dyed hair. And actually, it might have been more than half, because you would actually stand out more if you had a regular hair color. And I thought this was funny, because 2 hours before the student tour, me and my friend were walking through campus, and at the time, she had purple hair, and she was telling me, "Gee, I sure hope my purple hair doesn't stand out too much at the student tour." But when we got there, yeah, you probably have nothing to worry about. I remember back in high school that if someone dyed their hair, it'd be pretty big news. Oh my god, did you hear that Trisha dyed her hair slightly purple?
Oh my god, I want to be her.
On what planet do girls sound like that? But here at art school, it's like, hey, it looks like Vanessa dyed her hair like 4 different obnoxiously bright colors again for the 3rd time this week. Well, that sure is, original. Now, I've seen a lot of dyed hair throughout my years growing up in school, and 9 times out of 10, it would be one color, maybe 2 blended together, and it'd be in a long or a short style. That was it. No surprises. But this is art school, so there are no rules. The first strange haircut that I encountered. Okay, imagine a protractor at 30 degrees, or maybe a really steep hill, and that was this girl's bangs. It was just a straight, horizontal line. Not to mention that it was dyed a 3-way blend of green, blue, and yellow. And oh yeah, the bangs, they weren't even. It was just all jagged and up and down, and it was everywhere. And I'm calling them bangs, but they were really short. Now this is actually a thing. They're called micro bangs. At least that's what I think she was going for. And they can look pretty good, but this girl definitely was taking a different approach to that. It's like she went to the barber and their conversation went something like this. Hey, so are you sure that you want me to do this blindfolded? And with my left hand? And instead of using scissors, you want me to use this old lawnmower? Yes. At one point I got into a conversation with this girl, and I basically asked her what was the inspiration for her, high fashion follicles. And she responded, I don't know. I felt like it. And that was it. I respect that attitude a lot, actually. Just do what you want, free of people's opinions and judgments. Obviously, this was a popular concept. Let's speed through a bunch of different haircuts. So, of course, we just talked about, whatever you want to call this. So, what else was there? Someone had a buzz cut dyed with multiple colors where they actually recreated the famous painting Starry Night by Van Gogh on their head. So, that was a thing. How much did that painting get sold for again in real life? Over 100 million. Holy fuck. Moving on. Rainbow afro, rainbow mullet, highlighter yellow buzz cut with dyed white lines so that they looked like a tennis ball. I'm not even making a joke about that, they just wanted to look like a tennis ball. This one wasn't a haircut, but they just decided to shave their eyebrows off. Silver and black dreads, on the person with no eyebrows. Oh yeah, and sometimes they would wear one eye contact lens where it whited out their iris. Yeah, that was kind of freaky. Now, I was kind of scared, to be honest. Green and brown curly hair tied up into little individual sections, so kind of like a small forest of stir-fry broccoli. I love stir-fry. And a medium-length bob cut split down the middle with 2 colors. That was actually really cool. So yeah, that's what I can remember. In terms of all the normal haircuts, usually the guys either had man buns, shaved sides, also known as the Captain Levi haircut, faux hawks and mohawks. There was also the hashtag my barber has died or gone missing because no one has cut my hair in 6 years and I hashtag don't own a hairbrush. Please send help. Really strong facial hair. Bald. And of course, my favorite, the Oh, look, it's a pretty girl with long hair. It's a dude. Girls had classic and long short styles, but now that I'm thinking about it, undercuts, mohawks, and being bald were equally popular among both groups. People just like being bald. There was obviously no limit to what you could do with your hair, and we didn't have a dress code either, but if we did, it would probably look like this. At art school, no one cares about anything, and no one sleeps either, so basically you can just wear what you want to school. So let's go through some of the fun outfits that I encountered at art school. Let me just say, if there was a create character screen before class started, a bunch of people just hit the random button a bunch of times. That's a pretty accurate way to describe it. There was Chris, she definitely liked to experiment. She would come to school with plastic bugs in her hair sometimes, and another time she dressed up as Guy Fieri. There was Jessica, she dressed up as a forest fairy once. Well, that's how I would describe it. Short green hair, a crown made of branches, sparkly eye makeup, red face makeup, and a green tunic dress. I really wanted to ask her if she was like going to an event or something, like Comic-Con or a cosplay meeting, but let's be real, probably not. The reason was probably because it's art school. There was my wonderful friend Holly, love that girl. She had multiple outfits. There was a gold jumpsuit, a killer combination of a turtleneck and a fur vest, and finally a lab coat, for no reason. Wait, no, there was a reason. Because it was art school. Actually, wait, I remember there actually was a real reason, not because it was art school, but she was sick that day, so she wore a surgical mask to school, and then she was like, I just have to complete the look. Man. Holly was cool. Shout out to Holly, she drew me a map for my first date. It was basically Halloween on whatever day you wanted. And actually, that reminds me, on the day of Halloween, we had midterm exams, so a bunch of people actually didn't dress up, including the fairy girl. The girl that dressed up as a fairy on a regular school day didn't dress up for Halloween. It's bizarre, I know. Okay, I'm going to go through one more person and then wrap this up. I'm going to call this guy Dante. Dante McEdgelord. Dante McEdgelord had a very thick mustache, and his wardrobe consisted of tie-dye shirts and a leather trench coat with a lot of straps. He liked to talk about things like releasing the mind, dude, and achieving spiritual enlightenment, man. Is that an Odd Ones Out reference? And a lot of his paintings were of himself, either being abducted by aliens or a self-portrait with his third eye open and chakra gates. But if it wasn't a painting of himself, he also enjoyed painting naked girls. He had his top two priorities, spiritual enlightenment and naked girls. Yeah, Dante McEdgelord. Interesting guy. Dante McEdgelord was a first year like me and my friends, but he was in his early 30s, which is totally cool, but sometimes he would comment on other first year students' Facebook photos like, hey girl, you look good tonight. Purple hair is sexy. Oh god! Just keep in mind, some of us had just graduated high school and we were barely half of his age. Not to mention, some of us weren't legal. Dante, stay away from the children! But anyways, Dante McEdgelord was a harmless guy. I'm sure he was just joking around. Probably.